Have you ever cut corners on something to save money? Then you wind up paying even more in the long run. It's happened to all of us. Consumer reporter John Mattery shows you some money-saving mistakes so you don't waste your money.
We all like to save money when we shop, eat, travel, even fill up our car. But sometimes those attempts to save a few dollars end up backfiring. So we went out in search of the biggest money-saving myths, things that could cost you more in the long run.
Ask any shopper if they've ever done a dumb thing to save money, and if they're honest, they'll tell you, sure. You know what we're talking about, like buying cheap shoes.
They fall apart and I have to go get new ones.
Knockoff jewelry.
And then my fingers turned green and I was like, why did I do that?
No-name cola.
Trying off-brand soft drinks or something like that, and they're not as good and they're not worth it.
And generic laundry detergent.
I use Tide most of the time. I've tried to save money. It's like, no.
Buying too cheap and later regretting it is the #1 money-saving mistake that most people make, according to consumer finance expert and CPA Crystal Faulkner. She told me about a number of other money-saving myths, beginning with opening a store credit card just to get a discount that day.
You go into a store, they say open up a credit card, you get 20% off the day's purchases, but what most people don't realize is that could absolutely hurt your credit score.
Also, buying something simply because it's on sale.
Many people think that they can buy more, even things they don't need, when it's on sale.
While we're hunting those sales, another common money mistake is driving extra miles. Just use a coupon or save a few cents on gas. You end up burning extra gas and your time.
Which leads to buying in bulk at a warehouse store when it's something you'll never use.
It usually goes bad before you can use it. Just because you can get something in larger quantities for a few dollars less doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea.
Also, buying more online just to get free shipping. Admit it, you've done it. Then there's your savings. A common mistake, Crystal says, is keeping too much money in a low-paying savings account earning no interest. Speaking of savings, there's also dipping into your 401k to pay for a child's college. You may never get that money back.
You can finance a college education. You cannot finance your retirement.
Also, buying an extended warranty for a small appliance or TV. It's cheaper to replace it if it breaks. Which brings us back to buying cheap stuff.
And it just didn't last, and there's a reason why it's cheap.
It's a lesson Sarah Daniel and most of us have learned eventually.
Don't get me wrong, thrifty shopping is smart shopping if you're getting something at a great value, but too often the cheap stuff is just that, cheap stuff and a money-saving myth. So don't waste your money. I'm John Mattery.